You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
You are watching Alasmat the Shadow Bear!
German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alasmat's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alasmat's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Alasmat sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alasmat fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see, it's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
You are watching Alasmat the Shadow Band.
I can't sleep, 'cause it's burning deep inside, like gasoline on fire running wild. No more fear, 'cause I'm getting closer now. So hungry, but I like it anyhow. I go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and I can't live in a fairy tale of this.
Who's LOLing in the chat? Who's LOLing? Testing 1 2. Okay, there we go. I see myself. Who's LOLing? Is that Monomachus? LOLing? I told you it's a violation. You don't come into my stream and start the. Oh wait, I got the wrong template open. I gotta have I have to have a template for the monster stream. So I like this template, but it's not gonna work for the horror stream. So for now, I'll just keep this here unless I get a background. Maybe I just change the background, right? Let's do that. It's gotta be a different background. I'm too lazy to do it right now. Anyway, so yeah, you got this here, so just deal with it, okay? Because you like it, and you know you like it, and if you don't like it, I don't care. It's my stream. I run the show here. Monomachus already broke the TOS already. I don't even wait to say hi. Doesn't ask how I'm doing. He just violated the TOS. So, but anyway, there's people in the chat. Let me say hi to the people. See, color form starts with her violence. That's not a shout out color form. I'm just pointing out you're violent. Matt Barr says, I saw this movie in the movie theater, and my parents had it on Laserdisc. This might be my favorite movie. Well, shout out to you. Yes, we're going to talk about American Werewolf in London and the ever so age long debate about which is a better werewolf movie, this or The Howling. We'll chat. Desert Nomad says, Hail Desert Nomad. We're at Comics says, oh, great, alas, crap. Oh, F you too. Anyway, LC, the inactive. He has F Jabba, F Prime, F Red. Hail LC. Welcome to the stream. Reinald, Elijah is live. No, can you stop calling me Arnold? Just stop calling me that. That's you're borrowing. Anyway, let me not. Um. So he's asking. Oh, Elsie's asking, where the fuck is Primathor? Oh, he's being Primathor. You know how he goes. KSS says, "Happy birthday, my good friend Elazmat. Why did you use a picture of you passing kidney stone for tonight's thumbnail? This is what I think of you, kid. Fascist Kirk's in the chat. He's arguing about wrenches being taken away from him. So, um, dark day indeed for all of us, supposedly. Anyway, um, he says, I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for me. He was looking for the place called Li Ho Fuk. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. I prefer the chicken chow mein, but can't go with beef chow mein. So sure, why not? Anyway, um, have I caught up in the chat? No, we got bats in the chat. He says bats off by his. He says beat. What's going on, bats? By the way, chat. I do gotta say this. Last week's stream we were supposed to do a raid on Bats' stream, but because he ended the stream earlier than I anticipated, we never got to do that. So, shout out to Bats. Check out his channel. Give him a follow if not. Let's support one another. The Mood of Hell says one can only hope. About what? About what? Mood of Hell? About what? It's supposed to be on my side. LZ says, Ahoo, Werewolves of London. Ahoo, yes. All of them. All the werewolves. All day, all the time. I just read Monomachus' violation, so he's not getting nothing. But anyway. So, okay, let me scroll down further. And okay. I think I'm caught up with. So I didn't read every single chat. I'm at well, right. I mean, I'm at LRJ. I'm not gonna read every single chat. So I'm just saying hi to people. Make sure I have not left anybody out. If I have, feel free to shout me out so I can shout you out for being here in the chat. Because why not? Okay. I think I'm caught up. I think I have all the people that will be here for the stream today. And as you have seen by the thumbnail, today's movie is An American Werewolf in London, which means today's monster that I'll be drawing is the werewolf from the American Werewolf in London movie. There's been a lifelong debate about which is the better werewolf film, this or The Howling. Personally, for me, I'm a Howling guy. This is one of those debates where about dogmatic. So if you say that this movie was a better werewolf film than The Howling, I'm not going to argue with you because there's so much about this movie that's so great. It is iconic. This and The Howling were two of the most iconic werewolf films ever made. Both came out in the same year. Both feature groundbreaking special effects. And there's a debate about which is the better transformation scene, this one or The Howling. I prefer The Howling transformation scene, but this one is very iconic. Again, if you think this is better than The Howling, I'm not going to debate you. I'm not dogmatic about it because they're both great werewolf films. So it's a fun little debate to have. I'll tell you why I prefer The Howling, but if you tell me why you prefer An American Werewolf in London, you probably have some good points too. Here's what I'll say: as far as like human characters are concerned, this film was better than The Howling. I think that the character of David and Jenny Aguirre's character, and even the Doctor, were very sympathetic characters, and you feel for David and his plight, so you have a relatability with David's character. You didn't have so much. with the Howling's characters. Like there was a lot of interesting human characters in the Howling, but none that I would say were likable. Whereas in the movie, the David's character is likable, very relatable. Good performances by David Naughton and Jenny Agutter. If you're a Jenny Agutter fan, you're gonna love her in this movie. Um, as far as werewolf scenes, again, like it's a fun debate to have. Like I prefer the werewolf scenes in the Howling because there's more of it. Like the werewolf scenes in this film was very limited, but when they're on screen, they're fantastic. Like the werewolf in this film is probably one of the most scariest looking werewolves in film history, and special effects are again absolutely fantastic. So can't go wrong with this movie. Like this is not a debate that's like I'm dogmatic about. I have a preference, but if you tell me why you think this movie's better, I'm probably gonna say yeah, I can see why you think it's better because what makes this movie good, it stands out as far as like horror films, werewolf films are concerned. It's not without its flaws. Don't get me wrong. This is not a perfect movie by any chance. Even if you're are a fan of this movie and you think it's a better werewolf film, there are still some flaws with this movie, but nobody remembers the flaws because what makes the movie good is what people remember, and that's why it's such a classic film. So this is my DVD. This is the DVD that I bought at one of the pawn shops. I bought it for like $2. So I have a $2 uh disc of the American Werewolf in London. I think it's one of the first reissues of it. It's got some bonus stuff in it. Um, like what? I gotta get my reading glass. Actually, speaking of which, I gotta put my reading glasses on from my drawer. So now I wear reading glasses for my drawer streams, and it's what's like when I read my books. So it actually helps out a lot. So this is my first reading, my first drawer stream with my reading glasses. You know. So yeah, there you go. But I wanted to show you this so you can see a visual reference of the movie. Uh, one of my favorite movies. Although I can't wear the glasses when I read the chat because it just looks weird. So I'll be taking them on and off during the stream when I read the chat. Matt Barr says the changing it's too long in the howling. That's all. She could have ran out the room. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like the scene where D. Wallace's character is watching uh fuck his guy's name. uh Anyway, Robert Ricardo, yeah, Robert Ricardo's character, Eddie Quist. When Eddie Quist is transforming to the werewolf, and you're just looking at, because you're so mesmerized by the transformation, but then you're like, wait, isn't Dee Wallace, shouldn't she be like running her for her life, like jumping through the window? Like she's just standing there watching this guy turning into this demonic werewolf-looking creature, and it's like you could have just ran out, and you could have been like well on the way on the road, and he'd still be transforming. So, like that's the knock on that scene because it does take too long. So it's like you appreciate the transformation and then you're marvel at the special effects, but then like this bitch is standing there way too long. She should have left. I think the one argument for that is she had already been traumatized, so it's like she just was frozen in fear. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I try to rationalize with that, but yeah, that's the one knock on that scene that I would say. But otherwise, it's just like that transformation scene. So yeah. Um Sleep and Psychotherapy says there are two people banned. Oh, he's talking about other stuff. Okay. Yeah, hail the chat, by the way. Hail the chat. James Hurley is alive, but Howling 2 is a classic. Um, boy. Maybe Indie So Bad It's Good classic range, but I hated that movie. I hated Howling 2. There are people like me that just hate that movie and debate about whether that one or Howling 3 were the worst of the movies. I prefer Howling 3 over Howling 2. Both made by the same director. But Howling's still the best. But anyway, KSS says D Wall's transformation in the end is lame. She looks like a kitten. I thought she looked like a Shih Tzu myself. So, um, yeah, it was like a very lame transformation for her. But I guess they were trying to elicit sympathy for a character. That's what I'm thinking. Helmet says Howland 2 has the hottie Sybil Danning. I suppose. Yeah, I mean she was definitely attractive, but in that film I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would say she's attractive. I mean, well, that's just me talking. Like she's attractive, but I'm just not the biggest fan of like how they uh you know I don't know what to say. I'd rather not say it because you racists in the chat will just take it the wrong way, and that's what you people do. That's what you do. You take shit the wrong way. So anyway, I'm gonna draw the werewolf from an American Werewolf in London as we talk further about the movie. Um, from the first scene, like they play the mystery of it pretty well. When David and Jack, played by David Houghton and Dominique Dunn, respectively, are traveling in the outskirts of Europe, in the UK and London, come across a pub, and let me try this. Come across a pub, and the guys in the pub are kind of like looking at them all weird and shit, and these two Americans who entered a European pub, and they're like, why are they here? And they're college students, so they're just like, being all innocent and shit, but they're just like they don't know what to make of them, and they pretty much have to leave because they don't feel comfortable there. But that turns out to be the biggest mistake, because in them leaving, when they make that trek in the night, they get attacked by this wolf creature, werewolf. Jack's character dies. David lives, but he's all scarred up and shit. So, oh wait, you can't even see what I'm drawing. Let me move the camera. Let me move the camera down. There we go. Okay, perfect. So they don't. David is taken to a hospital, and all kinds of mysteries are already surrounding him. So there's like a little bit of secrecy. The doctor doesn't know what the mystery. He assumes that David is just traumatized, and as a result, has concocted this story about him being a werewolf, and potentially a threat to civilization. But David falls in love with the nurse, played by Jenny Agutter, the Jenny Agutter of Logan's Run fame, but she's also done a lot of other classic movies, and she's also the subject of quite a few fantasies by a lot of young boys. Jenny Agutter is a very attractive lady, and naturally beautiful, very naturally beautiful. Like if you've ever seen Logan's Run, then you'll definitely know who Jenny Agutter is. But she plays David's love interest, and she's a nurse that takes care of him, and she finds herself falling in love with him. She takes him to her place because he doesn't have any place to stay because he's an American without a place to stay. Let me take the glasses off for a second, just so I can read the chat. I'm one of the only draw. Well, I mean, well, yeah, this is true. I'm one of the only draw streams where I don't ignore the chat, so I gotta hold this in my hand. So let's see. We have Kaya says, "Damn it! Don't you ignore me, Mister Elasmat. I said we should watch 1959's Italian horror movie Caltiki the Immortal Monster. We can do it on Rumble." Yeah, Caltiki. Okay, so Caltiki, for those that know, is like the Italian version of the Blob. I've actually heard good things about it. I've seen stills from it, and you know what? I may do that next week. Kansas. You know, are you asking for a watch party? Because I tried to schedule watch parties in my Discord, and like only two of you show up for it. I need more than that. So, but I definitely want to see Caltiki. I am intrigued by that movie. Someone says, "Can the mentally challenged people from the look?" Okay, you're talking about that. I mean, that's fine. Talk in the chat. Talk in the chat. But Angela Curry says, "Eating last night in the chat." Hello, Angela. I got your DM. I did see that Bancroft stream, and shout out to Bancroft. That was awesome. I am carving a niche for myself. Oh, Matt Barr only says, "I'd love a prequel. East Proctor, the place is cursed. What's the deal with the town? The curse." That's a good point, Matt Barr. Like there's definitely a story that to be told with the town that they're in, what that pub is. So that's a good point. I think a sequel should be made on that. I mean, prequel can be made on that, and I think by the way, I am all for practical effects in werewolf films. I hate CGI in werewolf. I haven't seen a werewolf film that used CGI that made me a believer. So definitely more practical effects. Uh, Matt Barroso says, "I saw it in the theater. The werewolf Nazi squad gave me nightmare." Yeah, that was a very the scene where David had the nightmare of the Nazis who are werewolves entering his house and shooting him up. That was like, yeah, that was a very freaky, comedic in some way, but very freaky and disturbing scene. So there you go. Okay, I think I'm caught up in the chat. Okay, there we go. Yes. Kansas has me now intrigued about Caltech because I didn't think that anybody else in my group here knew of Caltech the Immortal. Caltech, I believe, was directed by Mario Bava, right? Did Mario Bava direct Caltech? I think I read somewhere where he did. I could be wrong, but I believe he directed Caltech. It's an Italian movie that's like The Blob, but it is very atmospheric from what people have said. Very atmospheric, and I like atmosphere. I love yeah. Continue on discussing the movie. So the doctor, after David's discharged, he goes to stay with the nurse, and the doctor does his own investigation because he finds out that the file on David has been closed. So he's curious now, like, why are they keeping this thing all secret with him? So he visits the town, and the pub is, being all secretive with him. But one of the guys leaves the pub and then meets with the doctor outside and basically tells him, yeah, David is cursed with being a beast, and he's gonna come again during the full moon. So the doctor's like, yeah, David is definitely something is up with David. So, but David has his first transformation, and in one of the film's most famous sequences, he's chasing a guy in their subway in the UK subway system, and David, after his rampage in the town, wakes up in the zoo in the den of wolves. And there's one scene that's kind of like, it's kind of weird where like he leaves the den of wolves and he's all naked and shit and he's trying to like get out of the he's trying to leave without being caught or for indecency, whatever the case is. But he has this boy with his mom looking at the zoo's exhibits, and he's calling out to the boy and he says, I'm the famous balloon thief. So then he gets out of the bushes and grabs the boy's balloons and walks away with it to cover up his nudity. But it's at that point that when he gets back home to Jenny Aguda's character, what is her name? Is it fuck her name is? I don't know. Anyway, so David's like he doesn't remember where he was at, and he all he knows is he was at home, and next thing he knew, he was in the zoo in the den of wolves. So that's where he starts to believe that yeah maybe because they find out then that the murders that he committed ended up on the papers. So that's what he's convinced that yeah he is the one doing the killings and he has to be killed. He doesn't want to hurt Jenny Aguder, but she thinks she can help him. But he's telling her, no, I need you. I need to protect you, and the only way to protect you is for you to either kill me or get away from me. So, and I will say, like the scenes where he's, trying to get him, he's trying to get her to leave him. Those scenes are genuinely heartbreaking. I will say that because, and that I think that's more in part due to Jenny Aguder's acting. She sells it really well. She sells the pain and the confusion really well. So kudos to her for that. Like she's that great acting by Jenny Agutter. Actually, great acting by a lot of people in the movie. There's a lot of great acting in the movie. One thing that I like to do when I draw is I like to draw hair. Like when there's like moments or opportunities to draw hair in my style, I love it. Let me just take a quick second to see what's going on in the chat. Okay, so let's see. Okay, hold on. Andrew says, "Did you see?" Okay, Andrew Curry says, "Did you see the Godzilla thing I DM'd you?" I didn't see that. Oh no, you mean the picture? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did see that. Yeah, yeah. That's a classic meme. That really is a classic meme. So yeah, that was awesome. I did see that. KS says, I haven't watched Kaltiki yet, but it's only an hour and 15 minutes, and the special effects actually look pretty decent for 59. Italians do gore well, shocking. Oh no, they do gore very well. Like whether it's Mario Bava or Lamberto Bava later, and then Lucio Fucci. The Italians don't mess around when it comes to gore, for sure. So yeah. Kirk Fashion, yeah, weird stuff on YouTube. I use three devices to see what's going on through chat and not thankfully. A lot of my streams, it's more YouTubers should do that. Oh, you're saying that more YouTubers should do more of my streams. Well, you know what? They should. Not because I'm an innovator and not because, you know, I am your lowly humble Pock, because it is Pock History Month and I should be revered. But it's because there's such a flood of streams and it's like streams of consciousness and they're not really what you would call inspiring. And the thing is this, if you're going to sell a book or any kind of product, you want people to be inspired by either whatever story you're telling or a story that goes back to, the thing you're selling and why that story is relevant. And I think there's not much of that. Instead, it's EFAPs and don't get me wrong. I mean, I would do my share of EFAPs, and I've enjoyed my share of EFAPs, watching people's EFAPs and what have you. But yeah, if that's all you're doing, you don't have content. Wait, Helmet says, "Congrats for getting Bonnie Blue." I didn't. That wasn't me, Murhel. That wasn't me. No, that baby's on Grumpy all kinds of fucked up. Holy crap. Uh, I don't want to talk about that, but if you're familiar with the Bluebell situation, yeah, that's that baby's going to be therapy ASAP. That's all I'll say about that. Um, okay, but yeah, as I was saying before, like not much creativity in this space as far as live streams. And also people will debate which ones I'm talking about. But let me put my glasses on for this. But yeah, I try to be different from the pack in that. Oh, it's much better with the glasses on. I try to be much different from the pack in that it's something alternative in terms of content. People like a good draw stream. They like to see drawings, they like to see paintings. They want the stories being told. And there's a lot of great talent. Like we have Matt Barr in the chat. Like I'm sure a lot of people tune in to see his draw streams. A lot of good artists in space, but can they all tell stories while the drawing is happening? I think that's the key. I think people want to see me fight the chat because the chat wants to be all kinds of racist and shit with me, and it's like they're threatened by a hawk like me, but I'm here to say I ain't go nowhere. I ain't go nowhere. So but yeah, I appreciate the feedback by the way. It's like if y'all like this and this is your jam, then please stick around and then chuck your spears at me because this is where it's at. We just chill, we have fun here. And I try to be inspiring in terms of the content and this and what I do like whether it's my Road Warrior Drake stories, the Pumpkin War Patch stories, which um issue two is is going to the printers, and issue three will start drawing. I'll start drawing that next week, but I won't crowdfund until issue two is fulfilled. So you won't see me crowdfunding issue three until issue two is fulfilled. Wait, Monomic is a self portrait. Fuck you! Fuck you! Damn it! It's a werewolf, Monomachus. Well, then again, you broke the terms of service. So what do I care about your opinion? What do I care? Okay, it says a lot of drunk streams, but only one artist who was fired on Christmas Day for stealing staples, and that's a lot of that. You stop telling that creepy pasta. Stop it. People don't think you're telling the truth, and you're not. I don't care what he says. You're not telling the truth. Stop it, Kissifus. For Allah's sake, please stop it. You're better than that. Yeah, the reading glasses definitely are helpful with being able to do the cross hatching. Oh yeah, much better. I finally read the last. I'm deviating a bit from the topic, so I kind of want to say as much to the topic as possible. But I finally read the last Ronin on Friday. Eastman and Laird's Ninja Turtles non-canonical story that is legend among Turtles fans, and I liked it. I definitely liked it. But I had some problems with the writing, some of it. But is it a very good book? Yeah. Do I think it's a great book? No, I don't think it's a great book, but it's definitely a good book. But it's very bittersweet. That's all I'll say on that because I'm not trying to deviate from you racists in the chat because we're talking about werewolves and American Werewolf in London. Um, so David's convinced Jenny Gooder that well, he's not convinced her, but he's basically told her that you gotta shoot me, and he runs away from her. So she's all confused, and David finds himself in the a theater, an adult theater, where he sees his good friend Jack, who he hallucinates, who is now a rotting corpse, but undead. Sees him in the theater, and that's where Jack introduces David to the people that he's murdered, the victims that he's murdered in the attack from the night before. And Jack tells David that these people are cursed to walk the earth undead until you kill yourself and end the werewolf bloodline. So it's in a way it's a very sad but comical scene because they're basically telling him ways that he can kill himself and yeah, it's like a nonchalant discussion about how to kill himself. Although I got the, it seems like in that movie in this movie the silver bullet is not a canonical means to kill the werewolf because when he mentions it, they kind of scoff at him. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, so they don't shoot him with silver bullets. The silver bullet mythos is not canon in this movie. It's canon in The Howling, but not in this movie. So, and not that that's wrong or anything, because a lot of the werewolf lore came about through various Hollywood films. Like for example, like the whole um full moon was not part of werewolf lore until the werewolf in America was it, is a werewolf in America. What's that movie? A Werewolf in London. That's what it is. A Werewolf in London from 1935. That's where the whole lore of the full moon turning him into a monster came into being. Because before that movie, werewolves were called shapeshifters. They were known as shapeshifters, meaning that they could be a werewolf anytime they wanted to be. And not many movies take advantage of that. The only work of fiction that I know that has gone with the werewolf shapeshifter as opposed to the full moon shifter is the TV series True Blood. If you guys remember the series True Blood, in that show, one of the main characters is a werewolf, but They refer to him as a shapeshifter, and he can actually transform into anything. But he's mainly a werewolf. But he can do it whenever he wants to. True Blood was a solid show until like the fourth or fifth season, and then it just went off the rails after that. I was like, yeah, this just kind of sucks. Like with most shows these days, like you have a good like one, two, maybe three solid seasons, and then it just goes off the rails. It's not just Game of Thrones. It's like most other shows that start off strong, just just deviate, and they become something entirely different. It's like, oh, well, that's a shame. It's like with The Sopranos. Sopranos was a very solid first season show, and it was meant to be a one season show, but HBO said no, this is too good. We can't give it up. So they had to concoct a second season because if you guys remember the end of The Sopranos, the mother was supposed to die, but they kept her alive because the writers and were told by HBO, we're going to do a second season, so please don't kill her off. But that's why people remember the first season of Sopranos better than the other seasons because it really, for all intents and purposes, was meant to be one season, and it tied up all the loose ends pretty well. But HBO said, nope, we're going to have to do another season because reasons or other. So yeah, and let me check the chat for a second. Okay, let me scroll up here. Oh, we got Bancroft in the chat. What's going on, Michael Bancroft? How you doing? Hail the Bogan King. Appreciate the shout out, by the way. That was awesome. Billy Parmack says, "Alive, hello. You are a person, despite what Carol. I am a person, Billy Parmack. You're right. I am a person. Color form is just a terrorist. Don't listen to her. She brings evil everywhere she goes. So let's see here. Okay. Let's hail the chat. Okay. Kirk Fascist, I listened to the entire Dance of the Dragon series. Martin is a damn genius. HBO effed it up. Martin's also late with his books too. So that's the knock on him is people are still begging him to finish his version of Game of Thrones, and he's not doing it. So okay. So Bancroft says, Bancroft. Matt Barr says American Werewolf in London is solid stuff. Yeah, it is. No, it is. It is. It's a very solid movie. Very solid. And it's also a product of the '80s, in that the '80s gave no fucks when it came to movie making. Like you could make a werewolf horror comedy movie and just get away with a lot of stuff that you can't get away with today, and people will remember it. But if you make that movie today, you couldn't get away with a lot of what that movie did at the time because people back then were a bit more riskier. Now you got to play it safe because you don't want to offend certain people now these days. So and everything is all political and agendic based in our entertainment, so we can't just have fun movies. Although in a way, American Werewolf does have a little bit of political commentary because of the scene where David has a nightmare about the werewolf Nazis coming into his home and shooting up his family. So I guess there's that, but it just works so well with David's hallucinations and his nightmares. I would like to see a movie with those Nazi werewolves. That'd be a fun movie to make. But you need the right kind of people to make it, though. 'Cause, again, people are agenda based. Well, we're at to stop offending me, Lazmat, and we'll just be fine. Just about what I'm going to continue to offend you. Just tell me not to offend you. Is it going to make me stop? It's going to make me do it even more. I'm encouraged now to do more of it. That's just me. So there you go. But yeah. But I would definitely like to see a movie based on those werewolf Nazis. That'd be kind of funny and frightening. This is gonna be one of those hairiest drawings I've ever made. But I've done drawings like these before, but never on a stream. Where I've drawn characters that were very hairy, and I just have a way with like how I draw the hair. It's kind of like my style in a way, if that makes any sense. Shout out to those of you on the chat. The '80s, again, yeah, I said it before. The '80s just didn't give a fuck when it came to their horror movies and the movies in general, but definitely the horror movies. You make sure y'all can see me. Okay. One day I shall have a library of stock music that is genuinely stock music and not like music that's like calls itself royalty free, but then uh months on the road they'll claim it and then I get struck for it. So like real copyright free music. Or just get some people to do some music for me. Okay, it says Alasmat. Did I hear you right? Did you claim the term werewolf wasn't used until the film? No, no, Kissifus! You don't listen to me, Kissifus! You don't listen! You know, look, I'm quitting the stream. You know what? Kansas doesn't listen to me. I was very clear with what I said, Kizzy. Kizzy! We're talking about the full moon floor. Werewolf of London was the first film to use the full moon as the reason for the werewolf's transformation. That's what I said. You can go back and listen to it. But you want to derail the stream with your lies and your filthy racism. And I'm tired of it, Kissifus. I'm tired of it. You're pissing off Timothy Olsen. Even though he's banned and he's Tomothy. But still, you're pissing him off. Stop it. Shazam! I'm sorry, Chuck. KSS derailed me so badly this time. He really stepped it on this time. He really did. And I'm supposed to give him a close up in the Dungeoneers documentary, but he's making me not want to now because he don't listen. He don't listen. Why don't you listen, Kissivus? Why can't you listen? I'm so tired. I really am. I just wish. I just wish, Kissivus, you'd try me. I really do. I wish you could try me. I wish you could try me so badly. I was going to quit the stream because KSS really, really stepped in it, but you guys don't want me to quit. You guys want me to stick around because you care about me, and you don't want me DED. So for that reason, I'll just continue drawing. But Kissivus, you really like you almost divided this Communitah. You really did. You almost hurt what we had. You really hurt what we had, but you it's not down though. Still going on. So there's that. Tired. I really am so tired. Hail to the chat. I'll read you on a second. I'm just gonna throw some more strands of hair. Saw earlier some of you are commenting on Fernatra being absent as of late. Like honestly, I could have streamed early this morning. I was thinking about maybe going live early, but I'm like, what do I talk about? Do I talk about the stuff that's going on with CG? Like, do I really want to? Is the question. Like, I got a lot to say about that, but do I really want to? Like, I mean, you got Crapcast, they do it better. Newscast does it better. And I got my own shtick. I think people just like watching me for my own shtick. So I'll probably just stick to it. Because, I understand not everybody wants to see an EFAP of what's going on in the Communitah, and people just want to just come to the stream, have fun, and not really like engage in like people want to go watch a show and they legit want to feel they just want to feel good. Like ultimately the goal of somebody watching something is for them to feel good and feel inspired in some form or another. So I want people to feel inspired by what I'm doing because it wouldn't be conducive of me to say, hey, I got a book out. I got some books I want to sell. But then all I'm doing is talking about shit that's not entertainment based, it's not creative based. And then I'm like, well, how did I inspire you to buy my book? I don't have hypno apes. I can't really I can't really I don't know. My point being is that if I'm a storyteller and I want you to buy my books, I kind of want you to be inspired by the art of storytelling. But me talking about storytelling is boring. Nobody wants that. And KSS will just derail the stream because that's what he does. That's what his kind always does. So therefore, I gotta like just do something that will kind of like relate people. And I was informed by well people Kisifis. I guess Kisifis puts out there. Do a monster stream. We talk about horror movies, a specific monster movie, and then I took it a step further and I said we could do a draw stream on this. Turn this into a draw stream, and people like the draw stream. So there you go. There you go. And the wonderful thing about the draw stream is I can sell these at the con or cons if I can get my act together and go to more of the local cons, and we're good. So it's a win-win. I just gotta keep y'all entertained by not going silent. So there's that. So making sure I don't go silent and not keep you disconnected. Anyway, let me see. Let me scroll a bit on the chat. KSS says, Eliza, stop talking it out. Stop taking it out on me. Your stream is buffering on me. I don't blame your internet. I know you were fired on Christmas for stealing staples. Don't take it out on me. You poof poof. I'm not reading that because I'm gonna get timed out. So no, in my own stream. The Kobe Max says White Wolf wrote some great werewolf stuff. The art in those books was off the charts. I like drawing werewolves, Kobe Mac. I really do. I think werewolves are fun to draw. I had a fun time drawing the Wolfman a few weeks back, and I said, you know what? Let me draw the Howling's werewolf. I mean, not the Howlings, the American werewolf in London. Arabanjian says drawing a raccoon. No, this is a werewolf. Wait till you see when it's done. Oh, excuse me. That was awesome. Oh, okay. We got haha, haha, ha ha ha. He says Warzone in the chat. Alana supports us. Hey, if you guys in the chat are having fun, that's all. I'm all good with that. As long as you don't mix me in your drama, by all means, have fun. So it's all good. All I will ask for the mods is just don't time anybody out unless they get really. I I rarely want people timed out in my chat. The only time they time people out is if they start throwing like pedo accusations. Like I'm like, yeah, we can't. I don't want to have that. because people are uncomfortable with that. And if they still like doxing, like if there's any like personal info being put in the chat, can't have that. But other than that, I don't want people timed out. So if you guys can just like do the blood sports without timing anybody out, I'm all for it. Have fun. That's all I'll say. So there you go. You know. So yeah, I'm all good with that. That works for me. People can come here and they want to sling mud at each other. By all means, just have fun. Have fun. It's Monday night. Some of you had, or I had off day because it was snowing here. Well, not snowing. It snowed yesterday, and they were predicting like this like insane amount of snow, 8 to 16 inches. And I wake up and I'm like, this is it. This is barely 5 inches that fell last night. Man measurement. She says man measurements. I don't know what that means, but I'll agree because it's yeah. It was like what the hell? Like this is not this insane storm that we were promised. Yeah. Well, it says two canonical chat rules: no dogs and don't hurt the channel. Yeah, as long as you don't hurt my channel. Like don't do shit that's gonna get my channel struck, and we're good. That's all. That's all. And I appreciate people like I know that on my channel, my chat has a lot of different people that don't like each other, and I get that. But I appreciate people not getting me in the middle, and I appreciate that. Like all y'all have been like cool with me on that one, so I'm okay with that. So I appreciate every one of you's not doing that. Lady Shadowban just gave me the seal of approval for the drawing so far. She's liking the werewolf drawing. Again, I love drawing werewolf. I do. And I hope to make a werewolf film one day. Unhinged Entertainment says, dig in the teeth. Also, well, welcome to the chat, buddy. I'm glad to see you here. Unhinged Entertainment. Awesome. Monomica says, hail odd. There's a lot of drawing what's hunting D words. I don't know what. I just want to draw. Let me draw. Wait, Osgrade says that no two rules are chat. Number one, more racisms. Two, chuck your spears. See, that's not a rule. That's just an unfortunate side effect of too much freedom by you people. So I have to keep that in check because I only have enough room in my back for spears. And some of you are ready to chuck more and more. And I'm like, no, that's it's not cool. Like, I deserve to be alive. I'm a legend in these parts. I deserve to live. Let me live. Yeah, a lot of people are coming here in the chat. Awesome. I guess that's good. No. But not everybody's chucking their spears at me, so that's good. That means I'm accepted. I'm accepted in this wonderful Hawk History Month. Have you all hugged? By the way, I have to ask: have you all hugged your pox today? If not, go to a pock and thank him for his service. Just go to a pock and say, "Hey, thank you for your service." Don't even ask what the service is. Just thank him. And if you walk away, and you got all your money, then you made him happy. So yeah, we were called off from work today, and I shoveled snow around my car around Lady Shadowban. I told Lady Shadowban if she moved up here, she didn't have to worry about ever shoveling snow from her car or taking out the trash. And I've kept good on my word on that. So I did. I shoveled our cars. I made everyone breakfast this morning, and helped out Lady Shadowban with a situation with one of her bills, and we're good now. So now I feel accomplished. So now when I draw, I'm drawing with a lot of motivation and worth, because that means that people around me are happy and taken care of. That makes the art all the more fun. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm getting. I think she made. Did you make tacos? Oh, she made burritos. Damn it. Yeah. Oh, burrito. There you go. Smells good though, and I can't wait to eat it. Cannot wait, Captain. Anyway, um, Kaya says, I totally shut up. Lasmat was drawing Rocket Raccoon. That's why she complimented him. You know what? I didn't say drawing. Kaya says, you know, I'm convinced that if I were to be DED'd, Kansas would create an entirely different person, claim it was me, and people would be mourning the wrong person. They'd cry for the wrong person because Kansas lied to them about who I am. Kansas, I don't think I do. I think I say it the right way. I don't mean to. Is that true? Do I really say drawing? That shatters my world. Holy crap, my world is shattered. This is this. I don't know what to say about that. Like, I gotta. I mean, even my glasses are offended. Like, I don't know what to say about that. Oh, the thing about switching the cameras I absolutely hate is I have to change the sizes. What Tucker did? Oh, Paisley? Huh. Osgrade says, "Welcome to last man's funeral. He was a real jerk. The end. Fuck you. There, take that to your grave. Take this and shove it, Oz. Great sage." You have to see the little character. Okay. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all y'all. All y'all. The thing that sticks out with this world is the eyes. More than anything is the eyes. And you could definitely see the rage in the eyes. I think that's why it's so fun to draw them because it does challenge you as an artist to create something frightening and iconic. Wow, this reading glass, I can see every single strand of hair with these reading glasses. It's amazing. Oh, if only I had royalty-free music that I could play, but I can't. Anyway, let me check the chat. That's right. I'm coming to chat. I'll come to the chat. I just want to just complete this strand of hair here, or fur, I guess. Well, is it hair or fur? Well, it's a wolf, so I guess it would be fur, I suppose. So anyway, let me check the chat. So Michael Bancroft says the eyelids are the door jams. Wait, hold on. Did I? Oh, never mind. He's talking about something different. Daniel Jones sandwiches. Okay, okay. Tomedy says the inspiration comes from his dogs taking a dump. You're disgusting, Tomedy. That's why you're in the band zone with colors and jabbage. That's why you're there. Hold on. Okay. I have to create a little gradation in this section here. So like here we go. If I continue on with this part here, I gotta draw the claws. Little trivia. So John Landis, the director of American Werewolf in London, was also the director of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Little 80s trivia there. Let me open up the chat again. There we go. Okay, let's see. Osgrade says, okay, Osgrade Sage says, Elasmat said I wasn't banned, but he can't tell me what to do. Quote unquote, the Dario zone. Well, I can't tell you what to do, but I have to protect my space and protect what I do and who I am because you threaten my livelihood because you hate the pox, and I can't have that. So therefore, you and I are gonna just have a love hate relationship. It just is what it is. It is what it is, Osgrade Sage. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. It just is what it is. Okay. KSS is Animal House, Blues Brothers, American Werewolf London, and a very unfortunate segment in the Twilight Zone. Which segment did he do in the Twilight Zone? John Linus. What was the segment again? Yeah, I actually asked Kisvis a very legit question. Let's see if he'll actually answer it legitimately. Kaz says, I asked him a question. Kaz, I asked you the question. The polite thing to do would be answer it before you ask me a question. He says, will you ever draw a Razorback for my dear friend Helmet? No, I don't think Razorback will be ever drawn. I don't think that many people really are in a market for a Razorback drawing. But I think if I wanted to spite you people, maybe I will do a Razorback drawing. Because this is gonna go in my horror art book anyway, so maybe I should do a Razorback drawing. Actually, you know what I'm thinking? A fun drawing would be Rawhead Rex. I gotta watch that movie and do a Rawhead Rex drawing. That'd be a fun drawing to do. I may do that. I have to do a Rawhead Rex stream next week and then do a drawing stream with that and talk about the movie. That will be fun to do. Okay, let me just draw the claws here. We got Monkey King of the Landia. He says, "Hey yo, chat, what's up, Monkey King? Good seeing you here. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Give him a follow. You guys should check out their streams. Monkey King is a work in progress, but he's going to be a very influential voice in this space here for a while. So I want to see him succeed. So let us support him and help him guide him to become good alternative stream on Sundays. It can happen. And don't let the fact that Tomedy streams with him bother you because he's just Tomedy. But Monkey King has all the skills, and it would help if Tomedy would show up on his first streams on time. It really would help, Commodore. It really would help. If you're a fan of hair, this drawing's gonna have a lot of hair. Did I mention that? If I didn't mention it, this drawing's gonna have a lot of hair. So so gear up for all my hair fans out there. Lots and lots of hair. Some parts of it will be darker, pure black solids, and then some parts will be hair. Hail to the chat. Hail to y'all in the chat. And for suffering me this wonderful drawing stream in your Monday evening. The sound of ASMR. Even though there is no sound, but still, it's a thing. Shout out to those in the chat. Hail to you beautiful non-spear chuggers. You know who you are. I hope you do. I'm praying that you do. You know, it's another good werewolf movie that I don't think it's enough praise. Probably because it does deviate a bit from the original story. But Bad Moon with Mariel Hemingway, solid werewolf film, very solid, good special effects, and it's one of those feel good kind of movies. It's got spectacular werewolf sequences. Bless you, baby. Okay. Monkey King says, Lazarus got permabanned on Facebook, so lost all my business related accounts and followers, etc. on there, which really sucked, and also have food poisoning at the same time. How'd you get permabanned? Tell us about that story. Bancroft says the D words do not suffer the peanuts to pass. That wow, that's actually pretty deep. Shit, I gotta think about that one. That one's like whoa, huh? That's that stumped me really good. Huh, that stumped me really good. Let me try something. Let me just try something. I want to see if these Sharpies have the same tone of black that these markers do. Let me just try something. No, not really. See, it's a duller color, so yeah. All right. I just want to just try it out. Bancroft says I wrote that. I know. I know. I was like, wow, that's. I had to think about life for a second on that one. Lots and lots of thinking about life. Hold on, let me see something. How many people are watching the stream right now? I got 14 live viewers. Okay, that's not bad for a Monday draw stream for the channel my size. 14 live viewers. Because why not? Okay, it says, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I'm not telling you for a fourth time which segment of the Twilight Zone Landis did. You didn't tell me that which any of the four times. Yeah, see? You didn't tell me any of the four times. So why don't you tell me which time it is? KSS? Or is it you too scared? You didn't tell me any of the four times. So why don't you tell me right now, or I have you highlighted. Well, I don't have it highlighted, but well, I have you um on alert which segment it is. Because of four. What are you afraid of? What is your kind afraid of for real? For. Um, Monkey Kings. I did start a new account, but it sucks as we have the Kickstarter starting next month. Damn, that's so yeah. That kind of sucks when you get deplatformed on the eve of a crowdfunder. Yeah, Shout out to the lovely people watching right now. You guys are awesome. Shout out to you on that. You know what's funny? I'm looking at the chat. You know what's funny is last I checked, I had 14 people watching. I don't know if that number's changed since then, but I have an active chat. Like the chat flies. So like not a humongous viewership, but y'all like active and keep the chat busy. I'll see channels that have like over 1,000 subs or more, and they'll have like 80 people watching, and it's like moves at a snail's pace because uh, the chat isn't active. It's not engaging because the people that are watching are probably hate watchers or what have you, and they're just like it's like a dead chat. It's like I'd rather have like 20 people watching or 15 people watching and an active chat versus like 80 to 100 people watching and my chat ain't moving for shit. Like I'd rather just have that. So, well, Red says, why not get to relax? Yeah, man, enjoy the wine. Shit, I wish I could have some wine right now, but I haven't eaten yet, so I gotta wait. And that's if I even have wine. I don't know. Shit. I've been craving wine for a hot minute, but I keep my alcohol intake check for a reason. So my craving for liquor isn't as big. We do have wine, and I want to have a sip with Lady Shadowban with it. So we need to have a night where we can just drink wine and just chill, me and her. For those that just tuned in, I am drawing the Werewolf from An American Werewolf in London, a John Landis classic, one of three werewolf films that released in 1981, including The Howling and Wolfen. Although Wolfen isn't really like considered by people to be a werewolf film because it doesn't feature like men transforming into wolves. It just features like spirit possessed wolves who are part of a tribe of some kind. But still, like they consider that part of the trio of wolf related horror films that were released in 1981. This is a very solid werewolf film, one of the best, if not to some people, or to a large amount of people, it's considered the best werewolf film. Oh, Kids. Okay, that's right. Kids. I forgot. I can't. Kids. I forgot. Yes, the Vic Morrow segment. Yes, yes, yes. Landis directed the ill-fated scene from the Twilight Zone that featured Vic Morrow's on-screen death. Yes, it was Vic Morrow and the other there was this little girl that he was in the scene with. Both were killed in that helicopter scene. I forgot. I forgot. What do you want me to do? Leave me alone, Kiss of Four. Leave me alone, okay? Stop being a Kiss of Four. Just stop it. You're better than that. Well, maybe not, but still, I want to see you are so I can be a moral superior talk to you, so I can have a reason to like judge you. So yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna judge you, okay? I hope you're okay with that. If you're not, that's too bad because that's out of your hands. Just is. Because if the chat judged you better, I wouldn't have to be so hard on you, Kansas. But the chat doesn't. The chat seems to enjoy whatever it is you're doing. They enjoy it. And it's causing chaos, and as a result, it's causing a divide from this community that I'm trying to foster. And I'm fostering it. Lots and lots of fostering. Lots of it. Okay. Oh, we got Meme Lord Woodrow in the chat. He says, I was gonna butter churn, but I don't know if people still do that. I imagine they do, and he's talking to Tomothy. Ain't nothing wrong with buttering your own churn. Or is it churning your own butter? Did I say it wrong? I think I did. I'm getting clipped, so fuck it. If y'all figured it out, I'm losing lots and lots of hair. Lots and lots of hair. Let me switch pins on this one. This one's kind of like definitely losing steam. Let's try this one here. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Monkey King's leaving. Hail, Monkey King. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. It's good having you here as always. Monkey King says, he gives Wolfen 6 out of 10. I saw bits and pieces of it when I was young. I haven't really watched the full movie. But yeah, I get people expecting a werewolf film out of that movie. They're gonna be disappointed. It's not a werewolf film by any stretch. It's a horror film that deals with these spirit possessed wolves. And I think they're like Native Americans that are possessing them. I believe. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's like some kind of like Native American mythos tied to the wolves in that movie. But 6 out of 10 seems to be a generally the average rating for that movie. I think Albert Finney was in them. I know Gregory Hines was in it. Gregory Hines, but was Albert Finney in that movie? Was he the lead? I don't remember. I want someone in the chat to confirm if Albert Finney was the lead in that movie. James Hurley says, what are my thoughts on the '80s Popeye movie? Great casting, wonderful sets, great special effects. Poor choice to make it a musical. That movie was not a musical, and it's kind of boring. It really was. Like, especially like the climax. Like, you wait till the very end to have him eat spinach, and when he does, it's a very short fight. It's like that's not fun. Like, part of the joy of seeing Popeye eat spinach and kicking the shit out of Bluto is the way he does it and how often he does it. But they did a very cop outish where he's like, because throughout the movie Bluto's kind of kicking his ass, and then he eats a spinach. He doesn't even eat it by choice. It's Bluto that forces it on him, and then Popeye gives him one punch, and that's it. The fight's over. It's like that's kind of that's lame. That's lame. Monkey King says yes. It's Albert Finney who's the lead. Okay, Albert Finney is the lead in Wolfen. Yes. Um, one day I'll sit down and watch that movie. I'll sit down and just give it a fair shake, and then I'll see what I think of it. Because people do like it. There are people that do like it, and it is a classic. It is considered a very superior film. So it's not like it's a bad movie. It's just that if you're going into expecting a werewolf film, you're going to be disappointed because it's not a werewolf film. So so I'm gonna put my bias at the door and just sit down and just watch it one day, and then I'll give a decent review of it. Lady Shadowban likes the drawing so far.
For some reason, the black and white's really popping.
Yeah.
Are you using something different?
No, it's just that because this is a hairy creature, so there's gonna be more shading of it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's
Okay.
different shades of like the hairstyle.
Yeah.
So that's why it pops up because of that.
Learn something new every day.
I'm important.
Who said you're not?
KSS.
Mm.
You heard that, KSS? Lady Shadowban says I'm important. She thinks I'm important, KSS. What do you think of that, Kissy? What do you think of that, huh? I'm very important in these parts. One day, when people talk about the greats of comics, I'll be up there with Frank McFarlane and Tom Miller. You watch. You watch. Right to the rest of the body. Let me just work on the ears a bit here.
Sorry. Come on, stop it. Come on.
I'll just tell him it was a werewolf. Let's see. Just quickly read the chat. Well read says KSS left. I think he drove off a cliff. Nothing of value was lost. Osgrade City says I like Vlad's border policies. I like Vlad's views on diversity. Vlad was super based. Um, there we go. Okay. How many people are watching right now? Let's see. Okay, 12 are watching. So 12 are sticking around watching me do this werewolf drawing of the werewolf from the movie An American Werewolf in London. So shout out to you for sticking around. The Wait, shh, quiet, busy. Werewolf clan acting up here. Lots of dog activity. Don't tell the clipper. Won't we? Monkey King says you should release a art book of all your. So Monkey King, I don't know if you in the chat before, but I said it before in various streams. I'm doing a horror movie review book that I'm crowdfunding next year with all these drawings, and the review is being done by none other than Road Warrior Drake. It's called the Horrible Art Movie Review Book. So yeah, these are gonna be an art book. It's gonna be a film review book because just doing an art book, no one's gonna really buy it. But if I do it as a review book with Road Warrior Drake doing the reviews and having some kind of like thoughtful but hilarious reviews, that would make money. People would definitely buy that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna crowdfund it for next year. Once I have enough drawings that I've done, and then I could do some more. But um, as the year will end, I'll be doing a whole shitload of new drawings, just putting them out there, and then that should be enough for me to have like a good sized book with art and reviews of the movies. So that's the plan. The short write up about it. So it's gonna be reviewed by Road Warrior Drake. He's gonna review the movies. That way you could have the humor. Um, oh wait, Balajian one. He says, when I was in Lithuania, I learned about the medieval werewolf warriors. They trained with blood loss, fought naked, strengthened their jaw muscles to lunge for the enemy's throat and rip it out. Yikes, that's fearsome. Yeah. fearsome, but I dig it. I totally dig it. Why not? Because when you fight, there ain't no rules except to win, right? So war ain't pretty. All's fair in love and war. Yeah, that means exactly what it says it means. Oh no, I'm here. Ladies, I'm here. Lady, shut up. Has no sound. I hold on. Let me see if somebody sent me a DM in my Discord. Let me check. Helmet's been inactive. I know his work schedule is what it is, so I don't bother him as much about it. Except when he says he's available, and then I'll bring him on. But I think Arnold and Primathor are busy at the moment too, so otherwise there'll be people talking in the chat. So well, not in the chat and stream. So yeah. Oh, we got a $5 Australian super chat from Osgreat Sage, which means there's going to be an immense amount of hatred in it, but it'll pay my bills, so I guess I'll allow it. He says, the last match tribe learned to use their peanut shaped heads as weapons. Mr. Dongs told me, LOL and crack quack. What the hell happened to Mr. Dongs? I think he just got. Did he really just get bored with the scene? Just said, I'm out. Like this cold turkey just got up and left. Like damn. Like just straight up and left. Didn't even think about the kids. He just said, fucking, I'm out. He went for the trip to the corner store, and never came back. He said, fuck them kids. I saw you roll. It's fine. It's cool. It's copacetic. But thanks for the super chat, Osprey Teen. I appreciate that. I appreciate the hate. At least you paid for the hate. If you paid for the hate, there's no hate from me to like shame you for that because you paid for it. So I can't prevent you from hating after that because you paid for it. It's a wonderful transactional bit of bloodshed. It works. It absolutely works. Speaking of bloodshed, going back to American Werewolf in London, um, so it has its fair share of gore, but not. It's not a gory film by any stretch of the imagination. There's a couple of decapitations, Jack being all scarred up and skin and flesh hanging, kind of gruesome. But I would say that the Howling is a bit more gorier than American Werewolf in London. I mean, it's gory. but it's not as gory as American as the Howling. And even the Howling, like, I wouldn't even say is that gory either. But when it comes to movies in 1981, werewolf films, that was a magical year. Imagine being a werewolf film and you got those two movies coming out in the theater that same year, and you get this wonderful debate of which is the better werewolf film. Like, I wish we had those debates again. Which is the better film of the two in that particular genre? Movies have to be good though. It's the thing. We're not getting that many good movies. Like recently, it was like which was better, the MCU or the DCU movies, and it kind of wasn't even close because the DC movies maybe had like some decent moments, but it was nowhere near the prestige of the MCU movies. Odds great series says vampire better than werewolves. I mean it's a matter of taste, I suppose. That's another one of those debates where it's like, okay, well, it's a matter of taste. If you prefer werewolves or vampires, that's cool. I think both those legends can be interchangeable, but I support your right to be wrong. Sure, dragon better than vampire. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of monsters and giant kaiju's and stuff like that. So yeah, dragons kind of fit that mold for me. So sure, I'll allow it. I absolutely will allow it. Uh, Blasian says when the Liths fought with the allies in Afghanistan, I heard about them scaring the shit out of the Muslims, stole the enemy's equipment, hunting them down in the caves, etc. Okay, a little bit of lore there. Well, now they're in Times Square playing, doing their public prayers of dominance. So, um, all for nothing now, but still, it's it's a thing now. Miles Gracie, it's earliest and his hatred was pure. I read. Fascist Kirk says, "You draw as much detail in 2 hours as EVS in 2 months, and you're not the pro." I got so much to say on that, Fascist Kirk, since you brought it up. So much to say. Um, just because you're a pro doesn't mean Well, okay. So I'm not the artist Ethan is, but am I good? I mean, I think I'm good. I mean, if I can do like life drawing, I can do really good. And you've seen it. If you've seen my monthly drawings, you know what I can do. But the thing is, like, I try to, not all the time, but I try to respect time. I try to respect deadlines, so, sometimes I'll be a little late and what have you, but I try to keep people posted. I'll keep people updated. But with these streams, like, I understand it's a 2 hour stream, 2 hours plus. So I got to keep that in mind when I do the stream. So, therefore, as a result, uh, I try to be as detailed, but I also keep mindful of the time. It's okay. You don't need to add this, you don't need to add that, or you just need to hurry this up, hurry that up. But Paul Ravoch, though, said that comic book artists in their day spend an entire day drawing, and they would knock out pages. Like they weren't fucking around when it comes to detail. They were drawing. Like they were disciplined. They respected time. So he talked about that in one of his threads. Like they just knocked out pages in a day. because they knew what was up. They knew that comics were product and it had to be put out to a deadline. And the thing is, like, if you're an independent artist and you're doing it more for the art of it, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But you still want to respect time, especially your backers' time. You want to respect their time. So you gotta like try to like work within a certain time frame to get your books out on a timely manner. But for some reason, being a pro doesn't mean respecting deadlines. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. I don't like. You know, so Osgrade says the CG started because of the rejection of pros like EVS. Yeah, yeah, it did. It was early Comicsgate was not a retirement home. That's not my term. I'm just saying it. It wasn't meant to be like a quote unquote retirement home for pros who were canceled by the mainstream. It really is for people like me, people like Darwall, people like yeah, I'm not saying if you're a pro you shouldn't do this. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're a pro and you're in TG, whatever, I mean, do your thing. Don't get me. I'm not saying don't do your thing. Not saying that at all. All I'm saying is it was not about artists who were canceled for the mainstream to come in and do and make it into a market for themselves. It was really just it was meant to be a new market with new ideas, new stories, but it just went off the rails, and we know how because we have it all documented. But it was just weird. Well, right, it says no one in image respected deadline. Yeah, that is kind of yeah. You know what? When I'm jumping all over the place. So like, I want to do some documentaries, not necessarily related to Comicscape, but like comic documentaries. Like I do want to do one on Image and the early days of Image and yeah, things like deadlines like that. That was a thing. Like they weren't so much out on deadline. Like the worst offender of those was Dale Keown. When it came to deadlines, Dale Keown was the worst, which is why he only had like 20 plus issues of Pit to complete it because it took him months to put out issues in between, in between issues. And his peers in Image didn't have a high opinion of him. Like Eric Larson didn't have a high opinion of him. Rob Liefeld was not a fan. He said so. Keown definitely was not this legend that people make him out to be because his own peers didn't respect him. I'm sure, and don't get me wrong. I know he has fans. His fans respect him and respect his work. And he's a good artist. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Keown is an example of one's behavior destroying their or tarnishing their legacy. And I'm sure that there are more stories to be told about the Image years. But I think that's something that like I really would like to talk to. I can't really do a good Image documentary without really reaching out to like a McFarlane or Liefeld or even an Eric Larson. Like I'd have to do that. That's the only way I can do that kind of documentary justice is by talking to those guys. And I'm not sure if they would give me the time of day, but I want to do other indie comic style documentaries. Like I announced that once I do the Dungeoneers documentary, I want to work on my Charlie Hebdo documentary. Because on my indie comic out live streams on Thursdays, talked about two specific artists who were killed in the Hebdo Muslim attacks. And then, I'll go into the Garland attacks in Texas months later because that one that one had Bosch Forstein, who's in our space, and the guy's not necessarily someone I would call a vessel of enchantment and charisma, among other things. But for all intents and purposes, he was part of that incident. So will I talk to him about it? I don't know. I could ask him about it, but I also know he's not a fan of me, and honestly, it's mutual. I think the guy's naive, and his only claim to fame is, "Oh, I drew Muhammad." Like, okay, well, fine, but what else you got? But that's a documentary I would like to work on because um there's some information that I was informed of regarding a court document on the Hebdo case and how like a certain triple lettered agency was more involved than people realize. I'm like, huh, maybe it's time to inspect those court records and really go into the Hebdo thing and see what really happened. Now, will it get as much traction as my Comics Gate documentaries? Maybe not in this space, but people like documentaries. People like videos that go into like the details and with receipts. Definitely receipts. You can tell the story and show the receipts. People like that. People get enlightened, entertained, and it's information they can walk away from or walk away with. Whoever says do one on CrossGen, he also says Dale and Rob are the worst. Well, Rob didn't like Dale, so I guess Dale was the worst of the two. I suppose I don't know, but I think Wilson was sick. Deathmate read Rob's book is said to have DED Image 1.0. Hmm. A lot of lore there, lots and lots of lore. So I guess if I ever get to an image documentary, I'll reach out to some people and get some information like that. I'll do that. Passion's Curse, I love the music. You talk about EVS's draw streams? Yeah, I don't mind some of the music. I don't mind it. A lot of 80s music he plays, so there's that. And actually, I was watching. Okay, so full disclaimer. I was watching EVS's last draw stream, and I was studying the way he drew Heather Swain's hair. So I was actually drawing while he was drawing, and I started playing around with hairstyles, and I decided to have Pumpkin Warpatch cut her hair, not too short, but short and feminine for issue number two. And I just started doing a little bit of work on the hair, and I'm like, I'm liking this. I was like, yeah, so this is gonna really be cool for like issue number two to give her more more visual expression. So yeah, this is the cover for issue number. Actually, no, issue three. This is gonna be the cover for issue three of Pumpkin Warpatch. So I'm just showing you like I was watching that stream, the drone stream, and I was studying the hair, and I just started to apply some of that techniques on my end, and there you go. So yeah, so this is my version of the hairstyle, and I'm gonna work with that, and I think it'll be cool. So and it'll make more sense when you see it colored. And no, it's not gonna be short girl boss style hair. It'll be feminine still. It'll be feminine, but it's gonna indicate like the journey that she goes through, maintaining the sex appeal of the story, but also the growth of the character. I had fun drawing Pumpkin War Patch, so yeah. And I like to tell stories with characters I like to draw. Road Warrior Drake, I love drawing. Pumpkin War Patch, I love drawing. And there's another character in the universe that I introduced in Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake, Equisteed. I may want to do a book with him because he was fun to draw when I introduced him. I'm like, okay, it's a pretty cool character. I think I can do something with him. And I was considering maybe introducing Equisteed. Not introducing, but I was thinking about like having him in the Pumpkin War Patch comics. I'm like, no, let me. That Pumpkin War Patch is her story. It's really her story. So Equisteed will have his story in addition to being featured in the third graphic novel, the third graphic Road Warrior Drake novel. Alright, let's go look at what he did like a Monet. I have no doubt about EVS's when he wants to draw. I have no doubt about his skills, especially like the hairstyles. Not so much his facial expressions on the females. His facial expressions aren't the best. Sometimes they have like this like deadpan look that's like stiff. But yeah, his hairstyles, I definitely studied them. And I'm like, I studied them, but I need to start applying them. At least my version of it. If EVS had only stuck to just like drawing and doing like actually healthy live streams that would benefit a lot of like up and coming artists, his legacy would have been so much better. He could have done so much more changes and inspiration, positive inspiration to the space, but last that didn't happen. So, you know, that didn't happen. Oh, Ninja Entertainment, this is turning on great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Tomothy says that's a good werewolf. Well, I appreciate that, Timmy. Thank you. Thank you for that. No, no, seriously, I appreciate that. Thank you. Um that's awesome. So also mean like I appreciate the feedback. Cassius Kirk says EVS is the most terrible human being in the comic space. It took 7 years to come to this conclusion because I love the guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of us took a long time to get there because I did want to root for him. I really did. I think he had a lot to offer positively, but I think he let this the spirit of pride and envy get to him, and it's wrecked his legacy here. Let me try this one here. The mono. I like these mono drawing pens. These are like my favorites. I think I got these at Michaels. I think, yeah. I think Michaels is where I got them. Michaels has some great drawing pens, so I'm gonna wear the shit out of them and then get some new ones. I'm thinking, so I have a lot of drawings that I know will probably not be able to fit at the display table when I go to Heroes Con. So, you guys think I should start auctioning them off at the Whatnot website? Because now a lot of artists do that. They auction up their drawings at Whatnot. I guess Miller's doing it, so he's making some decent money there. So, like he's getting like $400 a piece over there, like a night, I think it is. Something to that effect. Like, wow, he's killing it. But he's not getting Miller. I'm not. So, but I'm thinking maybe take a couple of drawings of these drawings and then putting up for auction and see if I can make some money off of that. Like automatically, I'll know the Predator drawing will make some money because it's just nice and detailed. This drawing might make some money too, but I don't know if I want to keep it for display because it's a wonderful when it's done, it's gonna be like a wonderful display. It really is, but I don't know. Yeah, Timmy says I can see the werewolf going. Yeah, this will definitely sell. Like werewolf drawings will definitely sell. I think my Gollum drawing might sell. I think that might sell, especially because it's 25th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Rings movie, so that might sell if I auction it. Um, my green slime might sell too. Actually, that might sell at the auction site. But I think what I'll do is I'm gonna probably put the Predator drawing first, and then see what that goes for. See what that goes for. Because a year ago, I would never would have thought a year ago that I could draw these drawings and make money off of it. It just didn't occur to me. I guess probably because I've been working on the Road Warrior Drake books and having to defend the criticism of the style of those books. It didn't occur to me. You know what? Why don't you start doing these like life drawings and see about selling them? Although the selling part I thought was probably a long shot because I have to make a name for myself to make real good money on these. But then I'm like, some drawings just look so good, as confirmed by the chat, that it probably could make some money. Especially the monster. The monster drawings will be definitely good sellers. So I'm like, yeah, I should do that. I really can consider it now, and it'll be a nice segue to getting people to buy my books. Tim Mullins says RoboCop. I don't think will go fast. It's your worst one yet. Um, you know, it definitely is going to be a hard sell this one, but I think if I frame it properly and sell them on the 3D aspect of the hand, it could make 40, 50 bucks on it. I think I can make something off it, but we'll see. For now, yes, it is a controversial figure because of that. Controversial drawing, I mean. A lot of the ones says, what would be a good new angle on werewolf stories? Well, we were talking about earlier, like the scene in American Werewolf in London where he has that David has that nightmare about the Nazi wolves that entered his house and shot up his family. I think something like that would be a good thing to like make a movie out of. Nazi werewolves, and you add to the horror of the Holocaust with that angle. That might be a interesting take on that. Timothy also says, "Can we combine Lassie with a werewolf movie?" Yes. No, I've not. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. I have to look into that. I gotta look into that. I can't believe I missed it. Who's in the chat that said it? Someone said, where was it? It's called Werewolf for the Third Reich. Was it Werewolves of the Third Reich? I gotta look into that. Like someone in the chat said something. Hold on, what did they say? Uh, about Lassie and like have a movie with Lassie in it. Hold on, where is it? Okay, it was Timothy. He says, "Can we combine Lassie with a werewolf movie?" There, yeah, it's called Bad Moon. The main character is a German Shepherd named Thor. And the novel, no, there's actually a German Shepherd in the movie named Thor. Yeah, she does. Lady Shadowman does have one of those. But the novel that the movie is based on, the story is told through the eyes of Thor. So basically, Thor is narrating the whole sequence, and the way it's described is that in his mind, Thor, the human family, is part of Thor's tribe. So Thor is actually the leader of that tribe. So when the werewolf comes into the scene, he's actually defending his territory against this usurper. Kind of like how Godzilla defended the world against King Ghidorah in Godzilla King of the Monsters. How Ghidorah was considered um, the uh, the outsider who came to threaten the balance of the natural order. The werewolf in Bad Moon is similar, and Thor is the one that's keeping the balance. So, so there's that. Yeah, there's that at least. But yes, werewolves are the Third Reich. I gotta look into that. Burial. So there's a whole genre of Nazi werewolf movies I've missed out on. I gotta check those out. I gotta see if they're actually they're really good because you can count with one hand the amount of good werewolf films. Someone early in the chat said Dog Soldiers. I had to see that movie more than once to say to myself, okay, that's kind of. I know people like that movie, and it is considered a good werewolf film. It took me a couple of viewings to finally get to the point where I was like, okay, I guess I can see it. I can kind of see it. Yeah, there's some good werewolf sequences, but I don't know. I prefer Bad Moon over Dog Soldiers in terms of werewolf films. But there hasn't been that many good werewolf films because either they relied on CGI or they just don't have the werewolves featured as often as they should. Like the Howling movies, the Howling movie series. Howling one is the only real good one because the other Howling movies you barely see werewolves, and when you do, they're very crappily produced. Awful special effects, and I'm like, yeah, it's not, it's disappointing because werewolves are an untapped market. You can make one good werewolf from every 2 3 years, and you can keep Hollywood entertained and fascinated, but they don't get it right. Like the last Wolfman movie, like the guy didn't even look like a wolf. It was just very shitty makeup. I'm like, and it probably is telling a decent story, but I won't know because the wolf makeup is so crappy. It's like so lazy. And Hollywood has made so many zombie films, but they're lacking in good werewolf movies. That's my pet peeve with Hollywood. Not enough good werewolf films. Monkey King says, Bad Moon. After being bitten by a werewolf in the jungle, Ted looks for a cure. His lawyer sister with a son and dog. Yeah, that's the thesis of Bad Moon. Yeah, the thesis. That's the yeah, that's yeah thesis. I guess. Yeah, yeah. Monkey King says Howling 3 was Aussie and had really good. Okay. So Howling 3, I kind of was entertained by it. Monkey King, yeah, it was Australian. I know, I know. It was the same director that did Howling 2, by the way, but it was not related in any way to the other Howling films. So it's the only movie that really is canonically separate from any of the other movies in one form or another. It no, it did have some good werewolf sequences. I will admit that, but it just it was missing something. It really was. It's not a terrible werewolf film. Like if you haven't seen it, I would say yeah, go check it out and judge for yourself. But I'm like, it had so much potential to be better. It really did. It did. Not hating on it though, but still. Blasio one says, I remember some old book where the World War One German airplane aces were all vampires. Osgrade says, "What if you put dinosaurs into the Vietnam War?" Well, then you got a movie I need to check out. Yes, dinosaurs in the Third Reich. Sign me up. I'll watch that. But none of it's done by sound studios. Like if you're having a movie company like Asylum doing it, I'll pass because their movies all suck. Their special effects are shit. Their stories are shit, and I get tired of seeing the same old story about a military group fighting these shitty CGI monsters. I'm like, I'm good. I'll pass. Yeah, I get kind of tired with like movies about the military fighting the monsters. Like, it's boring. Like, it was a good human story. You can do it. X Men Wolverine Origin was a great werewolf movie. You do know that Wolverines aren't wolves, right, Patrick Kirk? I don't know if you know that, but Wolverines aren't wolves. Somebody in the chat was today years old when they found out that Wolverines were not wolves. If that's you, let me know. Oh yeah, no, they're vicious, but they're not wolves. They're not considered wolves. They're a different species of animal. Like, don't get me wrong, they absolutely are dangerous, but they're not wolves. They're not in that same family. They're, I think they're like part of the I have to look at it. I think they're part of like the possum family or something. But they are definitely still dangerous animals. Monkey King, because I remember seeing the marsupials werewolf special effects on VHS and being blown away by it. Uh, um, it had some decent special effects that movie, but like some good practicals, but there are some that were just not that good, and ultimately, in some scenes, in some scenes that movie was just goofy. Like Howling 3 has some really goofy looking scenes. I wouldn't say it was as terrible as Howling 2, but that's the only knock I can really give on Howling 3 is it's very goofy. Not a says that raccoon looks tracked out. It's not a raccoon, it's a werewolf. How dare you say that about me drawing? Are you gaslighting me? It's clearly a werewolf with lots and lots and lots and lots of hair. Lots of hair. An insane amount of hair. Like totally an insane amount, so. And I'm almost done with it too, so let's got this color to fill in the holes for the claws. And I'm good, I think. Yeah, because I don't think I need to do anything on this side. I think this is going to be enough for this side. But shout out to you guys in the chat. You guys have been awesome. I'm having fun having these conversations about these movies and seeing what y'all had to say. That's cool. Osprey says, "Leave Rocket Raccoon." This is not Rocket Raccoon. This is a werewolf. Just talking about the movie all day, Oz. All day. Outer PNG says your art is greatly improved. Well, I don't know if you missed it, Outer PNG, but Fascist Kirk said that I drew just enough good detail in 2 hours that took EVS months to draw. I take it as high praise. Sure. But I also gave EVS props because I was showing earlier on Pumpkin Warpath drawing where I messed around with the hairstyle according to how I saw Ethan draw it, and I pay attention. I really do. I said drawer, drawer. Oh, a drawer it. Yes, I. Lady Shab is making fun of my accent. She says I said drawer it. Thank God Kizzy says is not here because then he would just run with that and I'll never live it down. Monkey King says Primitive War, 2025, Vietnam. 1968, a recon unit known as Vulture Squad is sent to an isolated jungle valley to uncover the fate of a missing Green Beret platoon. They soon discover they're not alone. Is that the dinosaur movie, Primitive War? And are the dinosaurs well made or is it shitty CGI? Because nothing kills my enjoyment of a dinosaur movie more than than shitty CGI. Heck, I'll watch a dinosaur movie with iguanas and alligators before I watch a CGI dinosaur movie that's shittily done. And when I was young, I hated those classic dinosaur films that had the iguanas wearing frills and scale and like sails and what have you, passing them off as dinosaurs. I hated those movies, but like there's a certain charm to it now that I can kind of appreciate that I will absolutely cannot stand like if I watch a dinosaur film that has very crappy computer effects, like Asylum Studios. Like those movies have very shitty computer generated effects, really bad. Like there's no reason for it to be that bad. Like with the way AI is now, and you're a film studio like Asylum, there's no reason why you should be making dinosaur films or giant monster films with shitty CGI. No reason. Like AI is very cheap these days now. You can make a good, solid CGI looking dinosaur or giant monster or any kind of monster that requires computer generated effects with decent AI and not relying on your little shitty $2 CGI app that Asylum uses. That's crap. They can do better. Oh, Osgrade says it has stop motion dinos. That movie has stop motion dinos. I do like stop motion. Like if it has stop motion, I'll check it out. Wait, you know what? I should probably look into it. Google says the casting couch is very troubling. Still hate it. Yep, yep. Although does the casting couch have monsters in it? Well, maybe real life monsters, but not dinosaurs, not werewolves. We're talking about werewolf. Well, we kind of went off the rails a bit, but still. 'Kay, I will use the big sharpie for the sequence here, but again, I need to keep the tone consistent, and the sharpie has a duller tone, which would definitely detract from the rest of the drawing. So I gotta just stick with this and try to be as fast as I can, so I can end the stream soon. I was great. It is. I love no, I love the stop motion dinos of the past. I haven't seen the new movie, but yeah, no, I like stop motion dinosaurs. Wait, the worst was that alien film where they tried to dress a live dog in an alien suit, had to scrap the whole effort. Ooh, okay. That reminds me of an old movie called the Killer Shrews, in which the shrews were portrayed by dogs in weird looking makeup. Mystery Science Theater 3000 lampooned that movie. It's one of their more classic ones. It's 11:32. Wait, what time is it? 11:12. Okay, so I've been going this for 2 hours and a half. Still haven't eaten dinner yet, but it was worth it for the $5. What, babe? I appreciate it, my love. Thank you. My love just made some nice food for me, so glad she could feed my belly, so to speak. Oh, Out of Pangaea. Killer Shrews is fantastic. I had that on DVD. The movie or the movie with the Mystery Science Theater lampooning? That was a fun one. That was a fun one. Let's see here. Alien 3 was shit. It ruined Sigourney Weaver's career. Hmm, interesting. I mean, now that I think about it, I guess she hasn't really. I mean, she's done some movies. She's done like I know she was in Avatar among others, and she did some other high profile stuff, I guess. But I guess thinking back, like past Alien 3, hmm, yeah, I guess her star power may have eroded because of that. And Alien Resurrection wasn't that good either. So I mean, it had some like okay stuff about it, but I guess in terms of like the storytelling, like in the canon and lore, like they should have stuck with the original plan for Alien 3 because I like with a lot of people killing off Newt and Hicks was a bad idea because it really what it did was it punishes Ripley's whole story, her whole arc. Words are hard. Her whole arc was ruined with Alien 3, but I think a lot of people feel that way too. And that's because the studio wanted it. It wasn't because the director wanted it. Like he didn't want to do that. And I know James Cameron was on record as saying that he thought that killing off Newt and Hicks was stupid. But then there's the same James Cameron that thought that killing off John Connor in Terminator um, Dark Fate was a good idea, which wasn't. It's a stupid idea. So I guess James Cameron's good at look at picking out dumb ideas, but like Willie Scott, he needs to retire. That's just me. If you disagree, well, I'll just get the werewolf Nazi after you, and we'll make it a movie. Sure, why not? Anyway, did you like Alien 4? Alien Resurrection? Yeah. You don't remember it? No, because you said you disagreed. So I was like, oh, okay, no, no, okay, yeah, that's fine. Tell me why you disagree, because maybe I'm remembering wrong, but it was the first. That's the first time I'm hearing somebody say that movie ruined her career. So like, yes. No, she did a lot of movies. Like she definitely did a lot of movies, but I think that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think I'm talking about that. Sam Worthington. Well, they did hype her up in that movie because yeah, I think she was the only one in that movie that really had like that people like kind of gravitated towards. Yeah, that's it. That's the word clout. That's the word clout. Yes. Yes. I think she can still carry a movie. I think she needs a good script that play off to her talents. Okay, let's see. Back to the chat. Okay. Okay. Ottapenji says those dogs in the costume referring to the kill shrews are pretty crazy looking, aged well. Nice. Just a normal movie. So you're a big fan of Killer Shrews. Wow, okay. I actually met, so you're the first person. Wow. I mean it's goofy, but it's a fun movie. Yeah. Ottapenji's Alien 3 was shit has a stupid cow alien in it. Yeah. That movie was. Sometimes I wonder which was the worst one, that one or Resurrection. At least Resurrection wasn't anger inducing. I think Alien 3 was more anger inducing because of what they did to Newt Hicks and then how they ended up treating Ripley in the movie and how like her whole arc was just ruined by it. 'Cause she had a really good arc that the special edition of Aliens really goes deeper into, which I appreciated. But all that goes to shit in Alien 3. It's like the worst thing you could do to a film, to a fan or customer, is kill their time you invested, that they've invested in your character. I think it's the worst thing you could do to a customer. But anyway, let me take my glasses off here. Okay. Alien 3 destroyed the ending of Aliens. Yeah, I agree. It did. Just like Terminator Dark Fate destroyed the ending of Terminator 2. That was a shit movie. Winkle says the Alien Resurrection is okay. The PS1 game is pretty good, to be honest. Okay, cool. So we have a fan there. Then again, I don't play games, so I'll just take your word for it. I believe you. Why not? I believe you. I was great. Says I can't breathe. The face you make when your EBT card gets declined. That's accurate. Fastest Kirk has great work, Elizabeth. Same thing comes to mind as I said earlier. How you can draw as good as Ethan takes 2 months in 2 to 3 hours. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome. I'll I'll accept that as a compliment. You're the pro. You can read the chat and talk at the same time. Amazing. Says KS. Says Kirk Fashy. He says later, chat. Well, thanks for stopping by. That was actually one of Fascist Kirk's more productive appearances. I have to admit, I'm very stunned and surprised. So there we go. Almost done with the werewolf drawing. Okay. A few more pieces of hair here, and I think I'm done. Yeah, I think with a lot of inks, it does fill the page up, so I have to. There we go. Okay. You put some hair up at the top here, just some vagabond hair because it looks too smooth. Okay, I think I'm done. So let me go ahead and sign it. I'm gonna sign it by the claw here. Today's the 23rd, and this will be one for the books. So there we go. Here's the werewolf drawing from An American Werewolf in London. Let me take off my glasses now because I don't need it now that I'm done drawing. Oh, that was great. It says, as do werewolves get heartworms? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there you go. So maybe that's another way to kill them off. Give them heartworms. I suppose. Uh, that's good. See, some werewolves don't have that. So see, now we got to go deep into the lore now. So now we have to go into the world building before we determine if this kind of werewolf does suffer from heartworms. There we go. Heartbreaking. Blobsy one says Parvo is their kryptonite. Werewolves die from Parvo. That would be awesome. Like oh, you know what? Have a whole movie. Have a whole movie where the way to kill them is through a Parvo epidemic. Wow. Think about that. Oh, Unhinged Entertainment does great work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Unhinged. That's awesome. I appreciate your the kind words, and it's great having you here in the chat. Great having you here. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a stream. I think my work is done, and I'm going to now grab something to eat. But once again, I thank everybody for being here in the chat, for stopping by, and as always, I will leave you with everyone's favorite outro. So you all have a good night. Take care. Have a rest of your great Monday, and then we will be keeping in touch. I will be back on Thursday for my Indie Comic Outliers. Take care and have a great night.